In this video, we are providing an insight into the equipment that you can consider purchasing if you are looking to get started in your own woodworking business. Now, when you first get started with lots of things, it might be tempting to invest a considerable amount in a variety of different pieces of equipment. But if I focus on our own example, we have an established family workshop and our equipment is relatively inexpensive, but it is able to do the job successfully for us. Sharing what I have available to do the work that I do. The key tools include wood carving, chisels and gouges, a scroll saw, a belt sander, a bandsaw, and a larger saw to process the wood that I have. Those are the cornerstone pieces of equipment that I feel are necessary to do what I do. But this highlights that you can get started successfully with a woodworking business for £2,000 to £3,000 or dollars. If I break this down, you can pick up a quality set of vintage wood carving chisels and gouges for a few £100s by searching on places like eBay. It might take you a little while to complete your entire sets, but again, this can be grown as you go along. For myself, I have 20 to 30 woodworking gouges that are in daily use, and of those, I have 6 or 7 that I regard as absolutely essential. That means if you're looking to start up your own woodworking business and wood carving is going to be an aspect of what you do, I would advise having 6 or 7 quality gouges that have various sweeps to begin your process. If you want more information on the types of gouges that I focus upon, check out some of our earlier videos on the channel. There's loads of information about our favourite gouges. Moving on from here, let's look at the scroll saw. This again, a cornerstone piece of equipment and something that I regard as absolutely essential to the gift items that I make. Now, my scroll saw of choice is a Hegner scroll saw. I use a Hegner Multicut 2S, a fantastic scroll saw that allows me to make all sorts of different wooden gift items. If you're going to buy one of these brand new, you're probably talking somewhere between £800 to £1,200 or dollars. However, if you look again on places like eBay, you can often pick up one of these machines for only £200 to £300. Here in the UK, I find that Hegner UK are fantastic in terms of support, and if you buy a scroll saw at this price of £200 to £300 and you find that certain things need replacing, they do a great job in identifying the part that you need to replace, send it to you, and it's usually a relatively simple job to repair. Having said this, the Hegner scroll saws I find are really robust and stand the test of time, so the chances are if you buy a scroll saw for £200 to £300, it'll probably continue doing you a great job for many, many years. When it comes to the other saws, things like the bandsaw and your larger saw, depending on the availability of wood that you have, they may not be essential pieces of equipment when you first get started. However, the bandsaw allows me to cut at a faster speed than the scroll saw, so it speeds the process up slightly in certain areas and allows me to be more productive. If you can add a table saw to what you do, this then opens up other opportunities when it comes to sourcing wood because you have a means for cutting down larger pieces of wood ready for you to make the more intricate gift items with the hand carving and scroll sawing skills. The belt sander is a piece of equipment that often doesn't get regarded as an important piece of equipment, but for what I do, I find it is extremely useful. It allows us to refine the finish that we have on each and every gift item. It speeds our process up. You can use more coarse belts, for example P40 belts, to begin that process of refining the finish. This can then be built upon by using a P80 belt to continue that refinement, and the process goes on, 120, 150, and so on. I find that the belt sander is a really useful piece of equipment when it comes to shaping, and it speeds up many of the processes that I undertake. With the different saws and the belt sander, you don't have to be spending large amounts of money on these pieces of equipment to get started. One thing I would suggest is to get hold of either a vise and workbench or a clamp so you can hold your items if you plan on wood carving. That is a possible route when it comes to the equipment that is available and that you can consider purchasing to get yourself started in your own woodworking business. Let us know in the comments section if you have any questions about those pieces of equipment or any specific questions when it comes to starting your own woodworking business. Additionally, we get great support from established woodworkers, and we always appreciate to hear your insight when it comes to the equipment that you use. So if you have any thoughts that you think might help new woodworkers in starting their own woodworking business, get it into the comments section. I'm sure it'll be very much appreciated. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, we'll be back again soon with more videos. If you're interested in learning more about woodworking, scroll sawing, or wood carving, check out the other videos on our channel. There's loads of tips and projects and ideas to help to point you in the right direction.